Hello everybody and welcome to Mark Goldbridge, That's Football. It's an international watch-along and it's England against, I nearly said AC Milan. I wish it was AC Milan. It's not AC Milan, it's San Marino. They're playing bloody San Marino. And score predictions are very welcome, of course. Realistically, this should be a very straightforward win for England. It's a matter of how many, not whether they will win. It's about how many. And Tom's vid says 8-0 straight away, which I probably sort of agree with Tom, if I'm absolutely honest with you. I think that England need to be looking at getting quite a few goals today. I think that they will. I mean, look, it's a very different team for England as well that's been selected. Certainly not a first team by any means. And, no Declan Rice, Harry Kane, Harry Maguire and all that jazz. None of them starting. So, yeah. Let me just sort myself out on my screen here. That's more like it. I've gone live a little bit early here. Ooh, I've gone live a little bit early. Ooh, the drama. Anyway, let's get on with it. I think this show tonight is going to be treated as a little bit of a Q&A and all that sort of stuff, as well as England playing. Realistically, it'll be 5-0, says Mac Charles. Well, the team news is this. It's Pope in goal with Reece James, Connor Cody, John Stones and Chilwell as a back four. He's gone with a back four instead of a back five and two holding midfielders. You've then got Phillips and Ward-Prowse, Lingard, Mount, Sterling and Calvert-Lewin. On the bench is Kane, Dean Henderson, Eric Dyer, Mings, Shaw, Trippier, Rice, Foden, Maguire, Watkins, Johnston and Bellingham. Interesting that I don't know where Pickford is. I presume Pickford's probably been left out. Whether he'll give a half each, I don't even know how many subs he can actually use in this. But it's a different type of game, isn't it? This one. Who are they playing on Sunday? Is it somebody else shit on Sunday as well? I don't know, but it's on ITV. The game. San Marino have won one game in the whole 200 games. Oh yeah, they're not going to win. My score prediction is that England should be getting at least 7. The title isn't San Marino. It says San Marino now, so maybe you want to refresh your screen there. Pickford's injured. Albania are shit as well, aren't they, on Sunday as well? So it's basically going to be two sort of chats, really. I dread to think the sort of conversations we're going to delve into tonight, really. There'll be no porn on it, but I'm sure we'll talk about a lot of things. 8-0, says Callum JB. We should be. 2 walks in the park, says Zach. Exactly. They should be quite straightforward. Oh, that just reminds me. That reminds me, actually. Let me make sure it's in the video description, first of all. We've got a little bit of a game for you tonight, which we've brought over from the United Stand. It's called United Stand Picks. Every Manchester United game, we have a £1,000 cash prize pot where there are 12 questions to do with the game. And the person who gets the most points from those 12 questions wins the part of the cash prize pot, which is normally 1,000. For the internationals, we've doubled it to 2,000. Make your international break a little bit more interesting. So there's 12 questions to do with this game tonight. There's a live leaderboard once the game kicks off. It's free to enter, but you must be over 18 because we are giving away cash prizes. Terms and conditions are in the video description. If you want to play, you've probably got about 10 minutes to get yourself entered. If you've already downloaded United Stand Picks from the United Stand, just go in the app and you'll see it's set up for England against San Marino. So £2,000 cash prize pot tonight. We've doubled it. 12 questions to do with the game tonight. It'll be things like how many goals will England score? Will they score a penalty? How many corners? Will Lingard score? Things like that. 12 questions, live leaderboard so you can see how you're doing in-game. And you could win up to, there's a £2,000 cash prize pot. Free to enter, but you must be 18. Links in the video description. If you've downloaded United Stand Picks from the United Stand, it's the same app. You may as well play it because it's free. If you haven't, you've got about 10 minutes to play it. So good luck with that, and please do play responsibly. Anyone know what channel the game is on ITV in the UK? Mark, do you know that you accidentally spelled San Marino wrong? I haven't spelt it wrong. It says England versus San Marino on my screen, so I don't know what you're talking about. But it says San Marino on the telly on the actual below me as well. So I don't know what you're talking about. Maybe you would like to see that. Stan Harmer, shove it up your arse. Literally, It's free to play. And Erling Haaland and Varane are the marquee signings under consideration for United. Thoughts? I mean, you know what? It'd be like my wife coming in and saying, I'm thinking of leaving you for Leonardo DiCaprio or George Clooney. I just say, good luck with that. I'll see you later. We're going to carry on watching a bit of Netflix, yeah? I'm not worried. You know, basically, United are not signing Erling Haaland. And I'm a United fan. Not signing Erling Haaland. Never going to happen. Not going to happen. I'm mocking them. I'm mocking the club's incompetence. But you are incapable of doing that deal. And actually, you're incompetent even trying to do that deal. So, there you go. Why are people moaning about Shaw not playing? He'll play the next game. Yeah. Mark, start the fundraiser for United Tank Takeover, please, says Tapanshu. Yeah, we need 4 billion, mate. Thanks for the super chats, though. I've got no issue with this England team. People saying Chilwell starting over Shaw. Kane's not playing. Maguire's not playing. Declan Rice isn't playing. This is not England's first team tonight. This is England reserves. So he's obviously giving people a bit of game time. I don't know how many substitutes he can make. If anybody knows that in the live comments, let us know. That'd be very interesting. Ollie the Teletubby will ruin Haaland, says Gaz Elliott. Did you watch the Ireland game? No, I didn't, Patrick McGee. Mark, you spelled San Marino, not Marino, in the title of the video. No, I didn't, Cole. I'm looking at the frigging video. It says England versus San Marino. What is wrong with Cole? Can you not spell? I think you need to go to bloody school or something. It says England versus San Marino. Mate, you've got that thing where it's mixing the letters up. I'm staring right at it. England versus San Marino with Mark Goldbridge live. England versus San Marino. Marino. Somebody help Cole out. He's a bloody idiot. He needs to go to Specsavers. I mean, he's made me look at it 4 times, and I'm like, and I've got it on the screen. It's San Marino. I don't know what he's on about. I think he thinks we're playing bloody Jose Mourinho or something. I don't know what he's on about. Anyway, we're going to win the quad, says, I don't know who that is. To be fair, it did say it about half an hour ago, but I changed it before I went live. He's got so much talent, think it's 5 subs, says Matthew Larney. And Mark, who would you want to win if England and Ireland, if they were to play in the Euros or World Cup, says Sean. England, I'm English. And how's your arm, Mark, says Tam. It's all right, but I have got a plaster on my thumb. That's not my thumb. That's my little finger. I was just playing some darts, and I took the dart out the thing and sliced across my finger. So I didn't cry. I'm brave, but yeah. Driving with Goldbridge is out tomorrow. I put a clip up on Twitter before. Very, very good. I enjoyed it. I can't believe how long it is. That's what she said. Oh, the simple things. The simple things. Oh, simple things, where have you gone? I'm getting cold and I need someone to rely on. So tell me when you're gonna let me in. But yeah, I think that... I can't remember what I was going to say now. Yeah, 45 minutes of driving with Goldbridge. I filmed it today, and I don't even know what I spoke about, but it were proper. It went on for a proper long time. So watch out for that tomorrow. Out at probably about 1 o'clock tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Can City win the quadruple? Well, it's the shortest answer to any question I'm going to get tonight. Yes, unfortunately, they can. I'm hoping that Chelsea will knock them out the FA Cup. I'm hoping that Dortmund or PSG or Bayern will knock them out the Champions League. They're going to win the league, and I don't trust Spurs. So I think they'll win at least 2. But I don't mind if... I mean, look, if they're going to do the treble, as long as they do it with the Carabao Cup, because then it's not even a treble. So, you know, I'm not too fussed about that. Yeah. I can deal with that. Right. Just sending a message. Rest in peace, Captain Tom. I mean, yeah, rest in peace, Captain Tom, Simple Rumble, but he has been dead for a few weeks, just to let you know. But still rest in peace. Oh no, it's to do with the match, isn't it? Sorry. I'm not looking at the screen. I'm looking at you. Mark, favourite European team, obviously other than England, says Mac. Charles, I do like Italy. Yeah. And City won't do the Champions League anyway, Mark. Don't worry. Well, how's your elbow, says William Simpson. It's good. I tell you what, it's a bloody good stream today. That Newcastle career mode is a lesson in not giving up. That's what it is. Don't give up. Don't give up, as Kate Bush once sang. But the players are coming out now. Who's going to get the most goals? I tell you what, I did think about this today. Here's an interesting thing for you. I did think about this today. Harry Kane. Oh, can't even bloody spell. What's wrong with me today? It's because of my injured finger. England goals. So Harry Kane has got 32 England goals since making his debut. So England top scorers, obviously we know it's Rooney. I think he's got 39. Let's have a look. Yeah, Rooney has got... I don't want to know that. Let's have a look. England record goal scorers. Come on. Come on. Rooney's got 53. So Bobby's got 49. I knew 49 stood out. Gary Lineker's got 46. Jimmy Greaves 43. Michael Owen 40. And Harry Kane's got 32. So Harry Kane is 21 goals off Wayne Rooney, and he's England captain. I'd have been having a word with Southgate tonight, and I'd have been saying, "Oi, Southgate, sit down, take that knobhead waistcoat off, and listen to me. I could get 6 or 7 goals tonight. 6 or 7 goals onto 32 is about 35. Start me in this game." So I'm surprised that Harry Kane didn't get a start today, because it's a game to stat pad in. It's a game to grab a few goals. And, it might be the difference between Harry Kane breaking Rooney's record or not. Harry Kane, has he got another 20-something goals in him? Probably. But I bet he would have quite liked playing tonight. You know what I'm saying? I think he would. Are the lineups in? Yes. Yes, England have got Nick Pope in goal. Reece James, Connor Cody, John Stones, Ben Chilwell, not Declan Rice, Calvin Phillips, Ward-Prowse, Lingard, Mount, Sterling and Calvert-Lewin. So how many are we going to get? Get in the live comments. And remember, you've still got a couple of minutes to play. United Stand Picks, links in the video description for the England versus San Marino game. £2,000 cash prize pot. You must be over 18 to play, but it is free to enter. 12 questions to do with the game tonight. Get in very, very quickly and you'll be playing on the live leaderboard tonight. Realistically, I think I'm going to go for a proper score prediction. I'm going to go 7-0. Yeah, I'm going to go with 7 tonight. I don't think they're going to get much more than that. Oh, what's going on here? I need some help tonight, That reminds me. I'm doing a podcast tomorrow for wrestling. And one of the things they want is 5 things you would remove from wrestling. So think about football. Like, you might want to get rid of VAR or John Terry, people like that. Things like that. What 5 things would you get rid of wrestling? We'll be talking about that a little bit later. Would you do England versus Albania? Well, I'm doing all the England watch-alongs now. I've committed. If you do England San Marino, you're basically doing every England watch-along. So I will do it at 5 o'clock on Sunday, yes. Can't get Seb involved. He's gone to bed. He's only 3. I don't keep my kids up past 8 o'clock. That's abuse when they're that age. They need a good sleep, Mark, what are your thoughts on Calvin Phillips, says Owen C? He's all right. Would you take Raul Jimenez at United as a striker, Jack? Well, we'll have to wait and see what happens with Raul Jimenez. He's had a very bad head injury, hasn't he? So let's see what happens with him. Mark, why are our signings so poor except for Bruno for the past few years, says DM? Because Abord's crap. If Twansebi played, he would be starting for England, says Mario. Yeah, it's very sad about Axel Twansebi, actually. I think he would be a player that could be playing for England, a little bit like Joe Gomez, but obviously Joe Gomez is injured. Have you seen their robotic hoovers? I don't trust them. I like hoovering. I really like hoovering. It's not a fetish. I find it quite satisfying, hoovering. I wouldn't trust a robotic hoover to go around and do it. Connor Cody, I think, is okay. I don't think he's anything special. I think England centre-backs are a bit shit, to be honest. Can I be honest? I have just been. I think in midfield, up front, England have got loads and loads of talent. When you think about people like Rashford and Sterling and Sancho and Saka, and they've got a lot of strikers now in Harry Kane and Calvert-Lewin. I think they've got an abundance of number 10s with people like Jack Grealish and Foden and Mount and Maddison and Lingard. CDM, Declan Rice, Calvin Phillips, Jordan Henderson. Not terribly bad there. I think they could do with a box-to-box. I think Ward-Prowse is the only box-to-box they've got. Full-back, right-back, very good. Full-back, left-back, very good. Goalkeeping area is okay. And centre-backs, I think, isn't that great. John Stones and Harry Maguire is probably going to be the first choice. But we haven't got a world-class centre-back, England. And that is quite surprising because in the past years, we've had people such as Rio Ferdinand, Sol Campbell, John Terry. There are more. Hendo is the box-to-box, says RJB. Yeah, but do you think Henderson's getting on a bit now? I think Henderson, to me, always looks like he wants to sit. England with another easy group, says Dara Keogh. In England's group is Poland. And now, I don't know how easy Poland are going to be, but England's group is relatively straightforward. Let me just have a look at it. I would prefer it when England get a harder group, really, but, you know. Albania, Andorra, England, Hungary, Poland, San Marino. I mean, it's just awful. It's a really shit group. Andorra and San Marino. I mean, fucking hell. You really could put out United. No, not United. You could put out Maidstone United and they would beat Andorra and San Marino. I mean, this is just a total and utter mismatch. It really is. There's no two ways about it, people. It really is an absolute mismatch. I think I could play for England tonight and do a job. But they'll probably park the bus San Marino, so I mean, I personally think this is a waste of everybody's time. We've had a very... I'm going to say something serious now. I'm not always serious, but I think this is a waste of everybody's time. We are in a... England are playing in blue as well. They've just complete... I was like, what's going on here? I don't recognise any of the players in white. It's at Wembley, but it's San Marino. But it's a waste of everybody's time, this. It's not even funny. This happened 30 years ago. England played San Marino 30 years ago. I remember being a kid. It's like a flashback. I remember being a kid and watching England play San Marino, and we went 1-0 down. It was Graham Taylor was in charge. It was about, well, it was a little under 30 years ago. But it's not even funny. It isn't funny though, is it? Like, what's going on? It's a bit like Italy in the Six Nations. It's not funny. These crap nations should have to play amongst themselves and not be involved in playing against... There's been no improvement in 30 years from San Marino. They're never going to be good at football. And they've got a right to play football, but they shouldn't be in World Cup group stages. They should do what they do with the Champions League. They should be a group amongst the shit where they get rid of the most of the shit, and the best of the shit, one of them goes in, really. It is a bit of a farce that you can get Andorra and San Marino in the same bloody group. Timer's on, sorry for that. Oh, here we go. I always love the snowflakes. Linda Everett says, "No nation is crap. That's an insult, and it's not up to you what happens." No, it isn't, Linda. But I'm streaming. You're watching. It's up to me what I say. And I think San Marino are shit at football, and they shouldn't be in the same group as England because it's a waste of time. So, you know, it's my opinion. Deal with it. It's called life, and they are shit, and it's not an insult. That San Marino might be good at something. They might be really good at like tiddlywinks, but they ain't good at football. Just in there, Sterling. We haven't scored yet. Boo! Boo! We haven't scored. Linda's from San Marino, wherever it is. Where is San Marino? They used to have San Marino GP. They're good at hosting Formula One races. I think San Marino is somewhere near Switzerland, or San Marino, Portugal, Marino. It's near Italy. There you go. San Marino deserves to be here. They actually have an interesting history. Yeah, interesting as a tin of grey paint. We could have been playing somebody good. Instead of having to play 3 games in a week, we could be playing... This is what I'm talking about. This is my main issue. That is Calvert-Lewin. Now, the thing England have got to do, if I was Southgate, I'd just say keep it simple. Don't try and think that they're really rubbish, so you're going to score a worldie. Just keep it simple. But the issue I have with it is that we've had this really relentless football season. And it's been a long season within a short period of time. And we're playing San Marino. And we've got to play bloody Andorra at some point. It's like, come on. You know, footballers play enough without having to play shite like this. So San Marino are basically a pound shop Italy. Have you been to any Wimbledon games? Is it super expensive? Says Abhijit. No, I don't think they even pack out their stadium at all. Oh, what, like tennis? I've never been... That tennis is a bit different, yeah. If England lose, I'm blaming Mark. Mate, if England lose, Southgate gets the sack. You know, we won't lose this game. I don't think you realise how crap San Marino are. Mark, do you think Donny is an upgrade version of Herrera and Jose's misuse of Herrera is similar like Ollie with Donny? You misses my super chat, says Ronit. Well, sometimes they get missed, Ronit. And I don't think Herrera is anything like Van der Beek, to be honest. San Marino have drawn 2 in their last 40 and lost 38, says Matthew Larney. Well, England are going to score in a minute. Reece James into Ward-Prowse. He's offside there. The difficult thing England have is that you've just got to keep it simple. Don't over-egg the pudding, you know. It's on ITV. Yeah, man. Get me some good questions in, because I'm going to be more entertaining than the match. We're watching the match, but we've got to get some good chat going in the live chat. So come on, yeah, come on, let's do it. Come on, Adrian, let's go. In my opinion, that's a very imperialistic view, says Road to Dawn. Oh, shut up. Don't be such a twat. Why do you have to make it about imperialistic? I'm not imperialistic. I'm the most un-imperialistic person ever. I always stick up for the foreign players at Manchester United. So I'm not imperialistic at all. I lived in Ireland for 3 years. I couldn't give a shit about imperialism. I'm not about that at all. I'm talking about football. I don't get politics in my football. I've never brought politics into my football. I think politics and football are a ridiculous marriage. So it's nothing to do with that. San Marino is shit. Like, other sports deal with shit clubs very, very well. In the World Cup, there's loads of qualifying for all the shit teams in rugby. And I think they do it in other sports as well. Basically, football allows all the crap to qualify with all an elite sport. And the World Cup qualifiers should be for the best teams. And I just think in a season... Here we go. Oh, it should have been 1-0. Lovely cross by Reece James, and Calvert-Lewin or Sterling should have got on the end of that. Rebuilding United is like eating something nasty. Either you eat it straight away or you mix it with something nice, but it doesn't make it less nasty. The latter one is United. Go get some business done. Says DK. United and City have spent 680 million and 830 million respectively on their current squad. We are not far behind in spending, so why are we not winning trophies, says Nishant. Yeah, they've spent money badly, really, that's why. Yeah. Could you give a shout out to my mate Mikhail to Slovakia? He loves your show, says AV. There you go. 2-0 to Germany. Mark, what's your personal best English lineup? Says Matt West. I'll come back to that. Ihab says Luke Shaw should have started. But yeah, I'm not too worried about that, Ihab. I'd have been a little bit worried if Luke Shaw had started, because this is very much an England B team. You know, Maguire's not starting, Kane's not starting, Rice isn't starting, Henderson isn't starting. It's very clear that this is an England B side. So I'm not too worried about that. Do you have a TV licence? Serious question. What are our realistic chances at the Euros? Which teams will go far, says Rich Lloyd? Well, I think England would have a very good chance in the Euros if they had a good manager. I think Southgate is a little bit like Ollie. I think he's a good coach, but I don't think he's enough to win us the title. I mean, Southgate's England career is just not, management career is not that great. And I think he's obviously he used to play as a centre-back. He's a defensive coach. And I think England, as I said, I don't think England have got as many good defenders as they've got attackers. So you want to see an attacking coach, but he's risk averse. That's got to be 1-0. Sterling heads it wide. He's had 2 good chances, Sterling, here. How you doing, Mark? What's your favourite food? Says Owen. Depends what mood I'm in, Owen. England has good defenders which get overlooked due to where they play. Konza and Targate are amazing and have better stats than most defenders, says Luke. I can't understand why. I mean, Konza's very good, but I find it amazing that Chilwell gets picked ahead of Targate for England. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Although Targate's French, that's probably why. Qualifiers in South America is way harder than Europe, says Mario. It is, because the standard's better. And to be fair, all countries would have a problem competing if their population pool shrank to 30,000 like San Marino, says Haggendal. Well, the funny thing is, Sterling, again, he could have had a hat-trick. He's just smiling about it. He could have had a hat-trick. He's just missed a header. If not Southgate, who would you take as England manager? Who do you think are favourites for the Euros? I think France are favourites, Vignesh. And who do you support in rugby, says Owen Smith? England. No word of a lie, San Marino's population is less than a town in Nottingham where my grandparents live. Like, it's not, it's not even got the population of a town within a city in the UK, and they are allowed to play against England. I mean, it's a lovely story for the first 5 years, and after 30 years of it, it just becomes a little bit of a waste of everybody's time. Because it's not a romantic story anymore. It's a waste of everybody's time. Everyone's entitled to opinion. Some people like it, but I remember England playing San Marino 30 years ago, and the novelty has worn off. Every decent, actually, what it becomes about is how many goals you can score against them, and to have to play them is, I just think it's a joke, really. I don't mind watching England play, but I want them to play good teams. Lily says it's not the size, but what you do with it. Yeah, okay. Population size doesn't always matter. Look at Iceland, says D. Bagato. And San Marino shouldn't even be a country. It's just 30,000 people in the middle of Italy, says Harron. And Mark, is Jonathan Woodgate the weirdest transfer, says Sahel. I don't know what that relates to. And evening, Mark, Audi or Mercedes, says James Bartle. I quite like Audis, Sterling could have had a hat-trick already, yeah. We're 10 minutes in and it's 0-0. Sack the manager. Good save by the keeper there. From Lingard. Thoughts on Pjanic wanting to leave Barca, says Kevin Kelly. I think he's getting on a bit now. I always think it's a bit of a risk bringing a player to the Premier League at that age. Do you remember England versus Malta? I'm from Malta, says Owen. I mean, that's another one, isn't it? Got nothing against Malta. It's a lovely holiday destination. I'm just talking about football. In relation to football, I just think it's silly, really. But we're here now. I would take Frank Lampard as England manager over Southgate. I'd take Arsene Wenger. I'm sure he would do it as well. So, what about Sean Dyche? I tell you what, I've already got Pope in goal. Nick Pope, Burnley. He's a Burnley player, playing for England because of me. I'll get Wood in there, Tarkovsky, and we'll just play Dyche ball, which is basically it's shit, but it's effective. Anyway, I'm off to have a bag of gravel. Koundé and Badiashile starting for France as KT. Under 21s, isn't it? Would you rather fight Roy Keane or Vinnie Jones, says Will Hester. Reckon you'll play a back four at the Euros. I reckon he'll revert to a back five. Oh, Ricardo, we're definitely going to play a back five. He'll play a back five and 2 CDMs, which is idiotic. I mean, don't get me started on Southgate. I just think his style of football is shite, to be honest. He's just to be honest with you, I fell out of love with watching England. I watched them in the Euros, I watched them in the World Cup, and you dream, you hope that your country's going to win the tournament. But I've seen so many England teams that should have done a lot better than they did. And the only team that really played with any attacking intent was 96 Euros under Venables. We were very... And Hoddle's team tried to play football as well. Keegan tried to do it too much. He was crap. But Ericsson, Capello, Southgate now, Hodgson as well, all very defensive. 1-0, Ward-Prowse. There we go. First goal. Scores for England. Golf goal. Chilwell with the assist. And England lead 1-0. Ward-Prowse. Let's change the score. Hopefully we're doing that a few times tonight. Nice ball into Chilwell from Mount. Cuts it back and Ward-Prowse drives it home to make it 1-0. Should be the 5th goal, really. Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, what's going on here? It's getting on my tits now. I'll change the score. Don't worry, I'll change the score. My right arm's killing me. I've not been doing anything like that. It's from it's a FIFA injury. Although that was my left arm. I don't know what I've been doing with my right arm. Oh, probably darts, actually. I haven't played for a while. And I had a good half an hour. Mark, I've watched England for about 40 years now, and for me it always seems that they lack elite creative player. Do you see a player today that will fit that role, says Per-Erik Klassen. Arsene Wenger would do a lovely job at England, says Sebastian Bodry. Nailed that Dyche impression, mate, says Lewandil. I like... I would be more into England if we played a better style of football. But you know what? Unfortunately, my country and my club play really dire football. Like Man United play defensive counter-attacking football. And England play defensive counter-attacking football. But as I said, England's talent pool is attackers. You know, the way Southgate plays with a back five and 2 holding midfielders means he plays with one less attacker than a normal team anyway. But then he's got to drop. You can't play Foden, Grealish, Mount, Lingard all in the same team anyway. And you've also got people like Saka and Sancho and Sterling and Rashford and Kane and Calvert-Lewin. You know, we've got loads and loads of attackers, but he plays defensive. So you're missing out already, aren't you, with that sort of thing? My England 11 LW21. Well, I'd play a back four. I would play... I'd put Pope in goal or Henderson. Pope, not Pickford. Don't rate him. Right back would be Trent for me. Left back would be Luke Shaw. My centre backs would be Maguire and Stones. My 2 midfielders would be Declan Rice holding with I'd go 4-2-3-1. So I'd put Declan Rice with... I probably would play Henderson or Ward-Prowse. I'd want a box-to-box player. Or maybe Mason Mount, actually, in a box-to-box role. Because I'd want to play Foden or Grealish as the 10. I'd then play Kane as the 9. And I'd have Rashford and Sterling with Sancho off the bench. Yeah. But, you know, you've got to... He won't do that. He won't do that. If Gomez was fit, I'd consider him, but obviously he's not going to be fit, is he? Going to study in Staffordshire this September. Any good stereotypes I should know about, says Akash. I don't know. Stafford. What's this collab with Sophie people are talking about? I don't even know what you're even talking about. I don't know anybody called Sophie. The only Sophie I know is used to be on the United stand. Imagine Bielsa or Guardiola with these attackers, yeah. And this is the thing that bothers me both with England and Manchester United, is that I just want to see us playing a better brand of football. With the amount of attacking talent that England currently have, Wenger would be absolutely perfect, says Dipanka. Well, yeah, it's people like Foden and Grealish and Mount and Rashford and Sancho and Sterling and Saka, and there's loads and loads of attacking players that England have got, and they really could do wonders. And I'm a firm believer that you get as many of your good players on the pitch as you can. Now, you don't do what Eriksen does. You don't put bloody Scholes at left wing and Lampard and Gerrard as a pivot just to get everybody in together. But there are ways that you can play. What's that got? Yeah, all right. From Chelsea Fan TV, what's that got to do with me though? Take your shoes off. Take your shoes off. Take your shoes off. Says Liam Deegan. Okay, I've got slippers on. Yeah, all right. I know who it is now, but what's that got to do with me? I don't get it. I'm Polish. Is it wrong that I support England and not Poland? Says Flux. I don't really know. Who's your favourite? Mark? Who's your favourite WWE wrestler at the moment? Reg Harry. I don't watch it at the moment. Who do you think will be England's best player of the tournament? Says Mr. Probably our goalkeeper. Because we're probably going to play quite defensive, aren't we? Well, San Marino on an attack here. Mark, sent you a DM on Insta about potential topics for more That's Football videos. Love the content, Mark. Also, what's your favourite takeaway, says Jay Pledger. I mean, it depends what mood I'm in. I feel I do quite fancy an Indian takeaway at the moment, but it depends what mood I'm in. Callum, no, we've not parted ways at all. I mean, the United stand is, remember we've been in lockdown, so the guest pool on the United stand has had to be limited a little bit. But no, there's nothing like that. It's just, people who are normally on fan cams can't be on fan cams, are they? I do like the Cranberries and Cranberries, Nathan Johnston. I think Zombie's a great song, and I like Cranberries. Cranberry juice is all right, bit bitter, but I mean, I did that recipe at Christmas, didn't I? Sausages with cranberries. It was lovely. I am doing the wrestling channel tomorrow, Colin. I need some recommendations for 5 things that you'd throw in the bin from wrestling. So 5 things that annoy you from wrestling, because I've got no ideas. Nice cross. Calvert-Lewin, 2-0. That's it. Lovely cross. And it's 2-0 to England. Calvert-Lewin, he'll know tonight. He'll know. He can bag a few goals. And he's got one. Calvert-Lewin. And I think that was Reece James with the cross. Quality balls in from the fullbacks is the way forward tonight. Don't milk it. Bloody hell. You've only scored against San Marino. Get the ball and go and get another one. It's a nice cross by Reece James. Weak by the defender. I think he wants a bit of a foul. Oh, he probably would. He might get a foul for that in the Prem, to be fair. Chelsea fullbacks with 2 assists, yeah. That's a foul, says Alex Byrne. Zombie is a very good song for sure. Not too keen on cranberries as a fruit though, says Susan Brandon. And who would have thought we'd be talking about cranberries? Well, I think we'll be talking about a lot of different things because it's England versus San Marino. I said this would be more like a Q&A. But I've gone with, what did I go? 7-0. So, interesting. Interesting. Mark, you're right. The United status has dropped. Accepting second and no trophies is not good enough. Just a bunch of inexperiencing running through the club, says Tariq. Strong words, but right. Here's Sterling. Pass 1. No, not pass 2. Dye's gone for 10-0. Lingard with the shot. Jesse will want a goal tonight. He'll love it. I mean, Lingard will love the fact that he's playing for England. Have you ever taken any drugs? Who asked me that? Flux. Yeah, I've taken quite a lot of paracetamol over my life, mainly for headaches or back pain, but bit of ibuprofen, that sort of thing, but only for medicinal purposes. Reckon this will be a wasted golden generation, says Ricardo. No, I mean, the biggest England wasted generation was 2002. That Brazil team that won the World Cup, we should have beat them. Chilwell with a good shot from distance there. This game will suit Chilwell like a pair of comfortable slippers. I mean, he's got no defending to do. He's like an apron. Lovely at the front, but wide open at the back. So it's the perfect game for Chilwell. And people will say Chilwell needs to start for England. Yeah, if we're playing San Marino and Andorra, start Chilwell because he doesn't need to defend. Take your hat off, says, you've told us this, Liam Deegan, and no one's wearing a hat. What's the earliest memory you can remember in your life, Mark? Find it interesting how everyone had a standout memory from when they were little, says Joshua Bowater. I remember probably being about 2, maybe 2 or 3, and we lived in a house that we only lived in when I was that age, and I just vaguely remember going for a crap under the dining room table and behind the curtain. I used to really enjoy it. You know when you get older and you enjoy playing FIFA or maybe going out and having a cigarette with a cup of coffee. As a toddler, I just used to like crapping myself, and it just stands out that I'd have only been about 2 or 3 simple things. You ask a question, you get a nice answer. Good old Goldbridge, comedy gold as normal, can't beat it, says Gaz Hardy. And flicked header by Calvert-Lewin there, just goes wide. I mean, this plays a bit of a metaphor, isn't it? My earliest memory is taking a big old crap. And a lot of people say I'm full of crap, so there you go. Have you ever been physically to watch England, says Ashley Crane. I don't think I have, That really surprises me, but I don't think I have ever been to watch England play. I'm just not. I'm not that sort of. I suppose I don't think many big club fans are like that. Really, I don't really have. I think a lot of my experience of people who go and watch England, and I might be being stereotypical here, it tends to be fans of teams that are a bit crap. Like a lot of the lower league fans will support England because it's their opportunity to support a big club, really. But as a United fan, I'll watch them in the Euros and I'll watch them in the World Cup. I'm not really interested in going and watching them play. The only time I'd want to go and watch England play would be in a tournament, and to do that, you've got to take a month off work. So, England must be favourite to win this summer, says Per Eric Klassen. God no, not with Southgate in charge. Not with Southgate in charge. Do you think the Euros will actually happen? Yes, I do. I do think they'll happen, yeah. Oh, good save with his feet from the keeper there. I do think the Euros will happen. Apparently, I think a decision will be made on the Euros after this international break. There is a big increase of... Here's Sterling. Shoots wide. There's a big increase of COVID at the moment across Europe. So I don't think they're going to get it under control in 2 months. So I don't think there's going to be mass travelling of people. Now, I don't think the Euros will have fans in the ground. I don't know what everybody else thinks. I think that's inevitable that there won't be fans in the ground. But, this seems like a training session. Have you watched the TV shows Warriors, HBO? It's quite good. No, Vignesh, what's it all about? If you don't beat San Marino by more than 6-0, then it confirms Scotland are better. No denying it, says Ewan. Well, we'll find out about that in the summer because we're playing Scotland. England are like a man's junk. A lot of build-up. Sooner or later, it's coming to an end, says Gaz Hardy. Ooh, sexual, Gaz. And no thanks, don't want to do that. Sing a song of sixpence, a pocket full of pie, 4 and plenty blackbirds mate in a pie. I don't think that's right, isn't it? Is that right? Does anyone know the song about 20 blackbirds in a pie? Do they mate in a pie? I always thought it was like 4 and 20 blackbirds mate in a pie. When the pie was over, the birds began to sing. We started off with 24 and now there's 33. Oh, I don't know. I can't remember what I used to sing. England, I've done that one. Baked in a pie. Baked in a pie. Well, that's cruel. My version's much better. I think it's much better if those 4 and 20 blackbirds are mating in a pie. If they're baked in a pie, it's just mass genocide of blackbirds. Disgusting. NSPCA should be there. Do you ever Google your symptoms, Ian? What symptoms? Pineapple and pizza, yes, Alex, definitely. I set fire to the rain. Imagine if you could set fire to the rain. Bud Light. I love Bud Light. I haven't seen it for ages. I actually quite like Bud Light. I'll tell you what, very good advertising campaign. Where do I buy it? I'd love to be sponsored by Bud Light. I'd love to be sponsored by any alcohol or food. Imagine if you were sponsored by like who would you like to be sponsored by? That's what a great conversation. Who would you like to be sponsored by? I'd like to be sponsored by a really, really brilliant, classy clothes brand. I'd like that. I'd love to be sponsored by a really brilliant car brand who give me free cars. Just high quality goods, really. And Carling. Sterling, I tell you what, Sterling could have about 20 goals by now. I don't like Sterling's running style. I don't like the way his arse sticks out. It's deceptive. His running style's sort of like that, isn't it? His bottom sticks out and his arms are out like that. It's very deceptive. It would put me off. He's in! And he scores! At last! Sterling scores at last. It's 3-0. He heard us talking about him. And it's 3-0. We're not halfway there yet, but we're nearly there. Do you rate Ward-Prowse? He's a top 6 player, says Mark Whitten. I always wondered why Ward-Prowse hasn't been snapped up by a top 6 club, really. I mean, he's 27 now, isn't he? So it's probably not going to happen. But Mark's not fuming that Chilwell's playing well at all. I don't care if Chilwell plays all 3 games and Luke Shaw doesn't play any. All I'm bothered about is Manchester United, mate. 3 assists from Chelsea players. I mean, look, I wouldn't get hyped about goals and assists in a game like this. I mean, really, these goals and assists, the only good thing is that they go on your record. But it's basically like scoring goals against 12 dinner ladies. I mean, they are shit. San Marino are crap. I really probably could play for San Marino 10 years ago. They're awful. They're proper crap. Like, Man United under 18s would beat San Marino 2 or 3-0. They're absolutely shit. It's stat padding, Callum Turner, exactly. Are you a UFC fan, Mark? Would love a watch along one day. Maybe when they come back to England for a card. Yeah, I will do. I do like UFC, but to be honest with you, I'd probably do it for McGregor. Yeah. Seriously, does anyone not think international football is lethargic? Does not have the same hype as a Premier match, or is it just England style, says Gaz Hardy? Well, it's not helped when you're playing games like this. I think Poland will be quite interesting next week. I think it's interesting when you play against a decent side. Oh, Calvert-Lewin misses on the back post. Should have been 4. Mark, do you have any good under the influence stories? Any drugs, says David Nihan. Oh, yeah, I'm definitely going to tell you all that. Should I tell you my dealer as well, which I don't actually have because I don't do drugs. This team is terrible. It's like watching men's versus women, says Tardy. On a serious note, I think Man City women would beat San Marino. That's a serious note. Like, they're crap. They are. I mean, how on a scale, how crap? And I'm going to get some Twitter answers on this. On a scale, how crap are San Marino? There should be a filter qualification process like there is in and Champions League, really. Need to filter. It's like a sieve. You know, catch the sweet corn and all that. All the crap. Oh, Calvert-Lewin nearly makes it 4, but doesn't. That's why I said nearly. Mark, when I was younger, I had an introductory role at this door-to-door job thing. In the morning, they would listen to high-tempo drum and bass, and at 7 a.m. it felt like it felt cultish. Anyone else? Says Red Baron. All right, okay. Take your top off. Take your top off, says Liam Deegan. San Marino would lose 4-0 to a pub team in Millwall, says Road to Die. I mean, I genuinely make this point, genuinely. How crap are San Marino? I do think Man City women would beat them. I think I could get 11 lads and give them a good game. They're awful. Mark, can you do a comprehensive video on United's poor money spending in the transfer windows and how United could have spent that money wisely, says Nishant. And they're not professional footballers, so I'd say Northern League standards, says Mark Dobby. I mean, it's just ridiculous. It is ridiculous, isn't it? They've actually got no talent. They've got no talent at all. They've got fitness to a certain extent, but I mean, look at that. Chilwell, this is easy. So easy. Imagine what Luke Shaw would do if Chilwell's doing this. Oh, Lingard should have scored there. Still, it's only 3. Most of them playing Serie C or Serie D, says Purge. I've given up on Snowpiercer, to be honest with you, David Welsh. I watched 1 episode and it just didn't grab me. Mark, can you do the DDD, DNA and Karaki combo, says Alexander. What? Karaki, it's in my DNA. DNA. Karaki, get Rashi for the DNA. I'm going to do the DNA. I now sound like a rapper. Do you know the seriousness of Greenwood's injury, says John. Apparently he'll be all right after the international break. My 5-a-side team back in high school would win even if there's only 5 of us, says Johnny Bones. I mean, how many... here's a good point. How many players do you think England could take off and still win? I'm definitely saying 7. I think England could beat them with 7 players. Yeah, I'm being serious. I think England would beat them 7 against 11. Yeah, they might as a push do it as a 6-a-side, but definitely 7. They would do it. Definitely. Charlene, I used to be okay. I'm trying to get back into the darts. I'm practicing. Probably going to play a few sort of exhibitions you know, towards the back end of the year. So I just need to get. I'm so inconsistent at the moment. If anyone's got any tips, let me know. Like I threw 100 today. I did triple 20 and 220s. That was the best I did. And then the next 3 throws, I was just nowhere near. I just can't get my bloody eye in again. But it's practice, isn't it? Practice. How's the back, Mark? Good. It's been a lot better since I've had the chair. My core's a lot better. I can't believe I used to just sit on a normal flat back chair. They got a corner, San Marino. Oh my God! Can we give them a goal for that? Can we give them a goal? They should deserve a goal for getting a corner. That is a massive achievement. Massive achievement for them. Look at that crap corner. Nick Pope's still there. They've put a little chair and a laptop for him so he can look at stuff while he's doing it. Archie Wall says, the guy who scored for San Marino against England in the 90s now works in a shop. I'm not joking. I thought you were going to say he was dead. I mean, it was 30 years ago. Stop bullying San Marino. I'm not bullying them. They're having the time of their life. Lingard. They're having the time of their life. They're not going to feel bullied. You know what this is? This is a competition for you and your mates to play against the England team. And you and your mates would probably do a better job. They're having the time of their lives. They don't care. There's millions of people watching them. There's 8,000 of us watching them. And they get to do it about 10 times a year. How many internationals does San Marino play? It's like winning a competition. It's like the world's best competition. You get to play. I mean, the only sad thing is that they don't get to play Brazil. You will play against Pogba. You will play against, Marcus Rashford and co. As you're getting back into wrestling, I recommend Tyler Bates versus Walter as a first match to watch. Yeah, I need people, William, to tell me things that they would put in the bin about wrestling. That a lot of people like wrestling, but what would you get rid of? What don't you like about it? Too many pay-per-views? I don't know. Ollie's eyeing up their pivot. They do the same job as McFred. They can run for 90 minutes and one of them thinks he's hard as nails and can shout a lot, says Mark Dobby. The perfect England game for me is one where my United players don't play and rest up for Brighton, says Gaz Hardy. And have you seen much of Garner this season, says Mark. I haven't watched him at all. Because I don't watch Championship football, but I've got a lot of friends who are Forest fans because I'm from Nottingham, and they love him. They want him to stay for another year. But I think he might be back at United, but really he should go on loan. I reckon United Stand FC would beat this lot. Oh, 100%. 100%. United Stand FC, the originals, would win this, definitely. Fury versus AJ, who's winning, says Jay. I mean, I am doing a watch along for it. I don't know who's going to win. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right hand corner. Look at that. Look what I can do. I'm balancing off the 2 arms of the chair. How many seconds? I literally am in the air. It's only my arms holding me up. I've done. How many seconds have I done now? About 50. Can I break my record of 11? No, I touched the chair. England do tend to get easy qualification groups, but I don't think that's anything to do with anything other than luck, because England are not liked by UEFA or FIFA, so they wouldn't do us any favours. Although they probably want us to be in every tournament because we bring the most money. Mark, your Notts County would have this San Marino side on toast, says Joey. Oh, Reece Palmer would have a hat-trick by now. Which reminds me, Twitch tomorrow night, 6:30, a little bit earlier because I've got to do United Stand, so I've got to start it a little bit earlier. But we're back tomorrow night at 6:30 with our Football Manager career mode. Getting towards the end of the season, we've opened up a bit of gap at the top. First season on Football Manager, and we've turned it around. We're doing well. So that's back tomorrow on Twitch. I'm enjoying that. Really enjoy it. I really look forward to those streams, actually. Mark, I would put lots of kickouts during a single wrestling match in the bin. Yes. I like that one. I know what you mean. Kick-outs. 3 counts. Thanks, James. That was a good one. Fastas says, England have had 20 shots. Why are we playing a keeper? Just put another striker on. I mean, in a way, it's sort of disrespectfully true. Why are we playing? Why have we bothered putting Nick Pope in goal? We could just play. Can't we just play a sweeper keeper? We used to do that. Here we go. We're on the break. We've got to score this time. Got to score. Sterling cuts in. Lingard. Oh, keeper saves it. What a save. Lingard should have scored. Thanks. Yeah, I'd put in the second half. I'd put John Stones in a yellow top. I mean, you actually could do this. No word of a lie. Only in a game like this would we suggest this. You actually could take Nick Pope off, put Harry Kane on, put Harry Kane up front, and say to Nick Pope, stand next to Cody, but wear a yellow kit and gloves. And then when they get near the goal, just run back into your goal and catch it. But basically play as a centre back. It'd be massively disrespectful, but actually a good use of an extra man. Like, why would you not do that? People are going to say, "Oh, that Goldbridge has been really disrespectful now." Why would you not put Stones in a yellow kit with gloves on and say, "Play centre back," but when they get on the halfway line, just drop back a little bit? The only reason we're not doing it is etiquette and fair play. Screw fair play. I want to win by 10. That you could take off Pope, put Harry Kane up front, and then just give the kit to Stones. Sterling's been too greedy. Sterling's got it in his head that we're playing against a really crap team, which we are, but he's not playing a team game. Royal Mail X, have a look at the Fiend in WWE, Mark. A brilliant character. Can't wait for the Euros with watch-alongs, says the Royal Mail X. McTominay is playing as a box-to-box right now, and he's playing very well, and he's hitting forward passes box-to-box, not a CDM, says Daniel Kirk. Mark, just a thought, but do you think there's no talk of Man United getting a CDM because Garner will be called to the squad? Then the club will say, "Oh, look, we got a CDM," says Chilled Aussie. Yeah, and then we won't use him. Here's Calvert-Lewin, little back heel. Should have shot off his left foot, not confident enough. Is Roy Keane to Celtic actually going to happen? Fame says, as amazing as Aaron Wan-Bissaka is defensively, we've got to talk about how bad he is on the ball. Every time he gets the ball, I worry. Well, that's why he's not in the England squad, Fame. Wan-Bissaka is not in the England squad because he's not good enough going forward. And he doesn't. I don't think controversial or not, I don't actually think Wan-Bissaka should be in the England squad ahead of Reece James or Trippier. I mean, Trent's been dropped. So, why wasn't Phil Jones picked for this game, says Mark Whitton? Phil Jones did actually go to a World Cup in the last 10 years as well. He's had a very, 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 very interesting career. And it's half time. Players are going off. I wonder if he's going to make subs. Taff says, can you say Flyboy isn't a tap-in merchant? Okay. And Ted Hastings says, my AC12 five-side team would give them a good game. McTominay is playing well, spraying balls tonight. I don't think we can rip him if Ollie is limiting his play style for United. It's not his fault, says Callum Turner. Callum, I disagree with you there. I mean, look, I've seen McTominay play for Man United in the last 4 games. He's had space to hit passes. He's had space to drive the ball forward, and he's messed it up. Just because he's playing well in international football, he's been absolutely shit with Fred for the last few games. And that's a fact. There's no mitigating circumstances. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer doesn't make him pass badly when he's got a space to play a pass. He's not been good enough for United recently. That's the bottom line. If he's playing well for Scotland, great. But he's, it's a different level, as Callum says as well. So, it is. International football is not the level of Premier League or Champions League football. Thorat, Son Eric, Jemba, says David Orange. I mean, this didn't work at United, really, did it? Didn't work. Didn't work at all. And Scotland are playing Austria as well, so it's it's a little bit different. Will he make subs in the second half? I don't know, but it is half time. It is half time. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right hand corner. I don't know what we're doing for subscribers actually. I don't even check anymore. Well, I haven't checked for a while. I love your background, says Tom Milburn. Yep, shout out to Drawty. We are going to be doing Euros watch-alongs. I don't know whether the Euros fixtures are out, actually. We could have a little bit of a, excited look ahead for that. But I suppose they're subject to change if the locations are going to change. And we were talking about that. I do think the Euros are going to go ahead. But I think there's going to be an issue with the Euros because there is an increasing surge of COVID cases across Europe as they are slow in relation to their vaccination regime. And of course, the Euros is meant to be being played in lots of different countries. I just wonder if they might just try and get it all played in one country. And what better place to play it than England? Because we've got a bigger vaccine rollout than anywhere else. And we've got quite a low infection rate at the moment. But I can't see there being fans in the ground. I don't think that's going to happen at all. Please subscribe, by the way. 344,500 at the moment. So we're getting close to 345, which is close to 350. So bottom right-hand corner to subscribe, everybody. Let's have a look at these Euro fixtures. And get your questions in as well. We do play either or. But I just want to check what the Euro fixtures are. Come on. Let's be having you. Oh no, that's not what I want. Euro 2020 fixtures. So it kicks off on Friday, the 11th of June, with 8 o'clock, Turkey against Italy. Then on Saturday, it's Wales, Switzerland, Denmark, Finland, Belgium, Russia. England on the Sunday, Australia, North Macedonia, Netherlands versus Ukraine. Monday, God, it's every day. It's every day, and we get afternoon games as well. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and you get 3 days off. It's relentless. It's absolutely relentless. I tell you, from the 11th of June, it's on. It's on. So, what questions have we got coming in the live comments? Let's have a look. Hey, Turkey will perform against Italy, mark my words. And it's on Sky Sports. Yeah, I was just looking at that then. I can't really talk about it much. I'm just writing down wrestling reviews, ideas. If you've got any more, mate, that's great. Because I need some help on that. Got to be honest, England should be putting those chances away, says Jack. Yeah, it should be about 5-0, really. 3-0 is a bit of a joke. It is a bit of a joke. Should Milan sign Tomori? I like Tomori on my career mode as well. I've got a video coming out on the Mark Goldbridge channel tomorrow. Check it out at 1 o'clock. So there is a video tomorrow, yes. Who supports Chelsea here, says Elite King 1234. Apparently I support Chelsea just because I wanted them to beat Atletico Madrid. Phillips has been good, but Sterling's been crap, says GTA. You know what? I don't think Sterling ever impresses me in an England shirt. Fantastic player for Man City, but I think for England he flatters to deceive a lot. I don't know why. Is he a system player? Does he work in a Pep system but not in a Southgate system? Which, to be honest with you, and to be fair to Sterling, Southgate ball is shit. Technically you're probably not going to get the same sort of thing going on. The only reason I said that is because Turkey beat Holland 4-2 with a few players missing, says Sai. I didn't know that Turkey beat Holland 4-2 actually. How are you, Mark? Thoughts on Ings to Man City, says Jam Banjovi. I think they're going to go for Haaland, mate. Is anyone playing United stand picks? If so, let us know how you're getting on. I can probably have a look myself, actually. Pierce Young says, Mark, can you do an England Euro team prediction? Well, funnily enough, tomorrow at midday, I'm doing an England Euros tier list on who should be on the plane and who shouldn't be. So join me at midday on this channel tomorrow. You can subscribe bottom right-hand corner to get your notifications on. So I'm looking forward to doing that. We'll do that. Mark, hope you're okay. I've done that one. When is Football Manager tomorrow, Mark? I'll try and catch up as I've missed a few, says Jude. Yeah, just if you just watch the last episode, Jude, you'll be caught up because that's probably the best episode of the series. But yeah, Twitch link is in the video description, and 6:30 tomorrow. Give us a follow there. Watch. I'll write that down. Thanks, Charlunk. Consistency is what I need. You know, very tired today. Don't know whether anyone else is. I've been well. I'll tell you the story on driving with Goldbridge tomorrow because I don't want to ruin it. But yeah, I am tired for this week for a reason. Who's been the best player so far? Says Wesley King. I don't know. I mean, in a game like this, every England player should be 9 out of 10. You know, the quality difference is huge. How good are... Oh, I'm not even going to Google this. You're going to tell me. How good are the bag of shit that we're playing on Sunday? Well, it's not Andorra, is it? Who are we playing on Sunday? Albania. They're shit as well, aren't they? How shit are Albania compared to San Marino? Because in a game between... I mean, let me just do this. I'll tell you now. San Marino versus... Oh my God. Oh my God. Albania aren't too bad. They beat Belarus. They beat Kazakhstan. They beat Kosovo. They drew with Lithuania. They beat yeah, they're not too bad. They're not too bad. They're not as bad as San Marino. I've probably been a bit dismissive of them. And Andorra did beat San Marino 2-0 in 2017. But Albania are not as bad as them. So it'll be harder. Apparently the Albania game might not even happen, says Mo. I don't know why. So San Marino are probably a little bit like the Dog and Duck pub team, whereas Albania are probably a little bit more like Rochdale. George H says that San Marino are 210th out of 210 in the FIFA rankings. Well, you know what FIFA needs to do with that? Cut it by about 50. Get rid of 60 of them and let them play with each other. Poland will be a good test. I'm looking forward to that, George Nichols. That's a week. Well, it's a week last night, isn't it? Albania are actually good. Well, you know, at least we'll get a bit of a better game on Sunday afternoon. Zlatan has an assist on his first game back. Isaac has been brilliant too. Are Sweden dark horses to win the Euros, says Alex N. I'm looking forward to the Euros, you know. I am looking forward to the Euros. We're going to do a lot of watch-alongs on here, so make sure you subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. It's saying subscribe there. Russia beat San Marino 9-0 in 2019, says Killian. Will you marry me, says Ben. No, for 2 reasons. And to United, Soucek to United, he's good. Do you have any more goals, careers-wise, says Josh. You've always got to have goals. Always got to have goals. Yeah, I like a challenge. I tell you what, on a channel level, I want to win the Premier League with Newcastle on that career mode. I want to do that. I think it would be a great achievement to do it. T. Dwyer, you've got it absolutely right. San Marino, not San Marino, says Joseph Curran. San Marino. Well, I'm actually making them even better by saying Marino, so they can deal with it. Did you get my super chat about Pau Torres, says Chilled Aussie? I didn't see it, mate. Some of them do slip through, I'm afraid. Let's see if I can see it. Come on, give me some either ors. Carrots or sweet potatoes. I like them both, you know. Both orange, which is, you know, either near there. He's got to get Harry Kane on second half. I think it would have made it more interesting if Harry Kane had started, because he could have really stat padded and got his goal tally up. Saka or Greenwood, says Killian. Well, they're very different players, Killian, really. Fish and chips or an English breakfast, says Pransher. Well, if it's in the morning, I want the breakfast. If it's at night, I like the fish and chips. Sheffield Wednesday or Sheffield United? I've always preferred Sheffield Wednesday because Chris Waddle was one of my favourite players growing up. So, do you know car in Albania means a willy, says Matt Toastland. I didn't know that. What do you think of the American team, says Justin? Nothing. I literally don't think anything about them. Mark, the England tier list tomorrow, you're going to use the app with the 5 coloured tier squares and pics of players' heads, and you attach each picture to the tier box. Yes, Andrew C. I am. Do you think the home nations will do well in the Euros, says Caleb Williams? Who's in it? I know Scotland are in it, and England are in it. Ireland aren't in it, are they? Are Wales in it? I think Wales are in it. Paul McGrath or Dennis Irwin? Well, I'm going to go with the United lad. And I know Paul McGrath played for England, but the one that did well, Dennis Irwin. Massively underrated. Mark, ever been to Belfast? We should meet up there, says Toby. Yep, I have been there. Mersami says, I'm from San Marino. There's nothing wrong with being from San Marino. I'm just saying your football team's crap and it shouldn't be playing in this game. I just think it's a waste of everybody's time. You know, in the nicest possible way, England shouldn't use a goalkeeper to make it more interesting and go down to 7 players. I think it would be a really good game then. And I personally think my YouTube team would beat San Marino. Football-wise, Turkey or Russia, says Erin. Turkey have got some good players at the moment. No trophy for Man United this season, and next season Ollie is crap. Just look at Chelsea, you can see the identity on how they want to play. Season's still going, Tardy. Still going. Dublin or Edinburgh? Dublin, Enrico. Shaved or bushy? Oh. It's a tough one. What's your go-to perfume? Well, I don't wear women's perfume. I wear aftershave. At the moment, I quite like Sauvage. Johnny Depp, controversial. Johnny Depp's a controversial character. 3 substitutions for England: Trippier, Bellingham, and Foden. I wonder who's coming off. Oh, Mings is coming on as well. Mark, Ferrero Rocher or Dairy Milk? Praveen, I probably go with the Dairy Milk these days because I find Ferrero Rocher a bit sweet. Anyway, second half. Let's go, man, for it. Come on, Len. Yeah, come on, then. All right, I'm ready. Come on, let's go, man. Come on, yeah, I'm here for it. Let's go, Gary. Let's go. I'm feeling good. Yeah, come on, man, for it. Ready? Come on. Let's go. Wash your hands. Scrub your toes. Come on. Let's go, ref. Come on. I haven't got all night. Still hasn't kicked off. Come on. Bloody hell, you're milking this. What are you waiting for? Why do referees have to wait for the bloody TV? Start the game. You're in charge. Lingard's still on. I'll tell you what, Lingard's loving it at the moment, isn't he? All the little dancers are back, all the little sticking your tongue out and all that. I can't even remember what his move is. It's that long. Is that it? I don't know. He's loving it. He's loving it like that. Do you really like it? Hey, Mark, have you heard of WAP? Says Ropolorano. No. Pau Torres, Beast in the Making by Brazil Scout on YouTube. Well worth the watch, and he can head a ball, says Chilled Aussie. Do you listen to Frenzo? No, Zane, I don't. I think we can make 5 subs, so we've got 1 more left. Yeah, Tyrone Mings better come nowhere near United. Zach said he enjoyed the Rocket League. Back on Saturday afternoon, Zach. I'll play a bit of Rocket League because it's the international break. Saturday afternoon at 3 on Twitch. Links in the video description for that. Second paragraph. Give us a follow. India or Pakistan, says Fame. I mean, I'm not going to pick countries. I've never been to either, and I have got no preference. What are your thoughts about Jay being rude and hostile towards Ricky? I disagree with Ricky 9 times out of 10, but the United citizens have always been civil. G, the thing is, you are speculating. I was on that show. I was on it before, and I was on it afterwards when it was not live, and everybody got on absolutely fine. So all these people who watch a live show and say, oh, it's disgusting, this, that, and the other, they got on well before and they got on well afterwards. So, you're making something out of something that's not there, to be fair. Hi, Mark. Ronaldo 9 or Pele, says Alec Chulz. Ronaldo 9. Pele is just a stat padder. Half his goals are in the living room. He's counting goals when he's playing FIFA. Like, Ronaldo 9 is, everything, the TV evidence is there. Mark, why do England have to play San Marino? Why can't they play a side like Wales or Scotland who would give England a game? Also, would you take Harry Kane at United? I'd take him for free. I wouldn't pay 150 million because of his age and his injury record. How did Dean get United Player of the Month when on United app Shaw got the most votes? Says Mark Whitten. Did he get Player of the Month? How does a player get Player of the Month when they cost us a goal against AC Milan and really haven't had that much to do? It's just absolute bias because people want Henderson and not De Gea. I don't even think Dean Henderson. I don't even know how Dean Henderson or Lindelof were Player of the Month contenders. It just shows you what a shit month we had. I don't think Dean Henderson or Lindelof had a good month. But I suppose when you're looking at it, it should be Luke Shaw as Player of the Month, really. But whatever. I don't take notice of any of that sort of stuff. Hi, Mark. Are there too many foreign players in the EPL? Teams like Liverpool and City would like to see more English players in the Premier League, says Dogs Hate Me. Cast No Shadow, sad song, or Let's All Make Believe. Let's All Make Believe. I love it. Nathan Brown. I love it. Kieran says McTominay's been outstanding for Scotland today. Well, he can go and piss off and play for Scotland then, can't he? Because he's not outstanding for Manchester United. So couldn't give two shits whether he's outstanding for Scotland. He's not good enough for Manchester United. That's what I care about. I like a good kebab, Mark. Yeah, I do. There's a player down injured here at the moment. Let's all make believe that in the end you're gonna need each other. I sound like I'm having a crap. Strangle my hopes and make me play to a God I'll never see, but who I betray. To the people who live the afterlife, in a taste I'll never be crucified. Oh, you can think what you like about Jay being out of order. What I'm telling you is they got on absolutely fine before and after the show. So I'm telling you, there's no issue there. You're trying to create something. If you didn't like the content, well, look, that's the content. You can judge that. But you can't tell me that something was going on that it wasn't. And I certainly wouldn't allow bullying or anything like that because that's just not who I am. What was the worst injury you sustained in a line of duty back when you were a policeman or a spy? If you can talk about it, says Zach McNeil. And hey, Mark, I've done that one. And Garrincha was the best Brazilian player of all time, says Liam Deegan. Well, you're actually probably true. Was he the one who did something sexual that was not quite, or rumoured to be? Said Jamie says, I expect more than 3. Yeah, we've got to get 7. We've got to get 7 at least. I actually agree with Even. I think it's one of the best shows we've done on the United Stand. Where is Wood and Tarkovsky? Pope is there, says Elvin. They're round. Hey, shut up about Wood and Tarkovsky. They're around my house right now, and we're sharing a big packet of pop chips and a massive 4-litre bottle of Coke. And we're all singing on Popey. And then afterwards, we're gonna watch some porn. Not my best. Wood isn't English, says Phil Harris. Do I care? Thoughts on Adams betraying England, says Hayden. Adams who? What, Shay Adams? Oh, I'm gutted. I couldn't sleep. When young, run-of-the-mill, average Southampton striker Shay Adams decided to go and play for somebody else over England. I presume it was Scotland or something like that. And to me, that just shows that he knows that he's never going to be good enough to play for England. Let him do it. What's your opinion on Trent Alexander-Arnold being dropped? I just think it's prattish from Southgate, really, because he drops Trent Alexander-Arnold, but then doesn't drop players that aren't performing as well. So Trent's been dropped because he's not been playing well for England, for Liverpool, apparently, but is Liverpool's first choice in a Champions League quarter-final. But then there are other players in this England squad. Lovely goal. Assist by Lingard, Calvert-Lewin. 4-0. I mean, here's an interesting point for you. It's 4. We need to get to 7. Here's an interesting point for you. Get your teeth around this. No, don't go down that road. Lingard's potentially offside here. I think he was just about on. I don't know whether they've got VAR. Good point incoming. Good debate point incoming. I want to know what you've got to say about this. We'll be doing this tomorrow. Anyway, this is a big feed. This is a bit of a feeder into tomorrow, and we'll be doing this live at midday. So make sure you subscribe and tune in at midday tomorrow, because we're doing a live England tier list of who should be going to the Euros. Now, this will be happening at midday tomorrow, but what I want to say is this. Southgate is a defensive coach. You can only take 23 players, can't you? Of which 3 are going to be keepers, which means 20 outfield players, which means you can really only take 2 from each position. 10 outfield positions, 2 each. Now, he's not going to be able to take Grealish, Mount, Lingard, Foden. I don't think you can take all 4 without even thinking about people like Maddison and maybe a Saka. So if you can only take 3 out of Grealish, Mount, Lingard, Foden, Maddison, what 3 are you going to take? I don't think Maddison goes. But I think he's going to take Lingard. I do. You know why I think he's going to take Lingard? Because Lingard played in the World Cup semi-final, and Lingard has got experience, and Southgate is obsessed with that. So I think that he's going to go with that. I think that I don't see how he can take Lingard, Mount. Well, let's do the maths. If he takes Lingard, Mount, Grealish, Foden, that's 4. He's definitely going to take Rashford, Sterling, Kane, Calvert-Lewin. That's 8. Sancho, 9. You know, he's going to run out of spots. He can't take 4 of them, can he? He can't take all 4 of Lingard, Grealish, Mount and Foden. He can't take all 4. One of them's not got to go. Now, I'm going to throw this out here now, and let's see if I'm right in the summer. I think he's going to take Mount, Foden and Lingard and not take Grealish. Which would be disgusting, really, because Grealish, to me, injury aside, is one of the candidates for Player of the Year. But I think, like Lloyd says there, we need to bring an experienced, proper English midfielder like Shelvey or Noble to organise that midfield and help Scott fulfil his potential. I think that he will take Lingard for his experience, which is silly because Grealish is 25, but, you know. No trophy for Man United this season and next season. Ollie is crap. Just look at Chelsea. You can see the identity on how they want to play, says Tardy. Do you think Donny... I've done that one as well. So, yeah, I think that's an interesting thing for tomorrow's show is we're going to do the predicted England 23 squad, because I don't think we're going to learn a lot from Albania and tonight and Poland. I think he's pretty much got his mind made up. So I'm excited to do that tomorrow midday, tier list of Euro squad 23 for England. But I think that's one to keep an eye on. I think Lingard will go ahead of Grealish. It's not a 25-man squad, it's a 23-man squad. You don't take 25 players, do you? Surely they haven't changed that. Let's have a look. How many in Euro squad? Ward-Prowse with the cross. No, it's 23. Yeah, it's definitely 23. Chelsea Blue says these 5 games are very important. What 5 games? What 5 games? They only got 3. Don't tell me there's 5. Don't tell me they've extended the international break for another week. England's next few fixtures are... What? Oh no, we've got a friendly against Austria on the 2nd of June and the 6th of June against Romania. But they're the squads. The squads will, yeah. Basically, what'll happen is the squad will get whittled down a little bit. But I suppose, and also injuries will have a factor to play as well. They will. It's a 23-man squad for the Euros. They've got a 25-man squad at the moment, but it's a 23-man squad that goes to the Euros. Do your homework. Jack, G, Foden, Maddison, Mount has more time played than all options and less in every category. Goals, assists, players made. It would be sackable if no Jack Grealish, says Dan. I agree. Mark, other than England, which international team are you most drawn to and why? Says Daniels. Probably Italy. Mark, Monday evening show with Jo is absolutely superb entertainment. I think I messaged you during the show for more United Shan shows with you all on, says Andy and Bruno. Yeah, they'll be back on a Monday, mate. Enjoyed that. It was a good show. Dale says, would it not be easier just to take 2 goalkeepers? I don't know why. I used to say that when I was growing up as well. I don't know why you need to take 3 goalkeepers, but they always take 3 goalkeepers, but you don't take 3 right backs. We always take 3 goalkeepers. I don't know why. Gundogan just keeps on scoring. Scored again tonight. This Germany team looks good with Gnabry, Goretzka, Gundogan and Kimmich. This is Callum Turner. There's some very exciting teams in the Euros. I'm looking forward to it. We'll be doing a lot of watch-alongs on here, like I say. I'm very much looking forward to it. Southgate will probably be the next United manager. Yeah, it could get worse. Could get worse. Still 4-0 here. Half an hour to go. Thanks everyone for tuning in. We're going to do every England as a watch along over the weekend. Over the next week. I think the international break's going quite quick, really. Thursday night already. I think it is going quite quick, you know. Is anyone here prepared to say just what they mean, or is it too late for anyone here to try to do just what it takes to get used to you? So let's all make believe that in the end we're gonna need each other. I've ruined it. I've actually got it wrong. Any F1 this year, Mark, says Jamie. Well, I don't know what time the F1 starts, you know. I don't know what time it's starting at the weekends, but I'm pretty sure England are playing at 5 o'clock. So there you go. That's what happens. Let's all make believe that in the end we're gonna need each... I'll stop it now. It's 2 p.m. the F1. Don't know what's worse, having Southgate as manager or Steve Bruce as manager, says Joel Morris. And Hungary beating Poland 2-0, Mark thought, says Adam James. Might be good for us. Yes, the Newcastle career mode has... The haters have been sat down. I was nearly going to quit it this week. I was like, I've had enough. And then I was like, what sort of message does that send out? You know, you've got to be cool. It's like Desiree says, you got to be cool. You got to be calm. You got to stay together. All I know, love will find a way. And love did find the way. Don't know what's worse, having Southgate as manager or Steve Bruce as manager, says Joel Morris. Just watch career mode if you're a Newcastle fan. It's much better with me. And F1 is at 4 p.m, Mark. Build up from 2. Yeah, I can't do it then, Ali. Watkins has come on for Calvert-Lewin. So Harry Kane's not going to get a chance to stat pad here. Nice to see Ollie Watkins playing for England. A year ago, he's playing for Brentford in the Championship. He's had a good season with Villa. I tell you what, though, points his finger aggressively. Look at how shit Villa have gone without Grealish as well. Alex Byrne says UTV, but look how crap Villa have gone since Grealish got injured. It just shows you what a quality player he is. Grealish has got to go to the Euros. I mean, I like Jesse Lingard, but if it's a choice between... Well, you'll see tomorrow. I haven't decided what my squad's going to be because I want to do it live with you lot. But if I had to choose between Lingard and Grealish, I'd take Grealish. Yeah. I think he's a fantastic player and I think he's done it... I mean, Lingard's doing the same thing at West Ham, to be fair, but Grealish is a fantastic player. Fantastic. Do you think Southgate will take Trent? Well, I don't know what that's all about. You would presume he will do. But the interesting thing is when you are constructing a Euros team is, like, sometimes people like, I hate to say this, but people like Phil Jones went in England squads because managers thought he could play numerous positions. Oh, he can play CDM at a push. He can play right back. He can't actually play any of them very well. But he's one of them players that, you know, he's a utility player. And when you're taking a squad, that can be quite a good thing. Ward-Prowse has gone down here. Foden with the cutback. Jesse, you got to take that first time, mate. Got to take that first time. It's it first time, lad. No, taken out. Nice ball into Ward-Prowse. He's not had a bad game, has he? Got his first goal for England. Hungry Like the Wolf is a good song. Poland have equalised. Would you take Bellingham at United, says Callum Turner? Well, we should have took Bellingham at United. That should have happened. Bellingham better than McSauce, says Dane. Yeah. It's amazing, really, Bellingham. He's 17 years of age and he's playing in a Champions League quarterfinals team. He's playing regularly for Dortmund. He's in the England squad. But in all honesty, if he'd come to United, he'd be in the under 23s. I mean, realistically, I'm even going to tweet that, and I'll probably get a load of retweets for it. Bellingham at 17, playing for England, and Champions League with Dortmund. In fairness, if he'd come to United, he would be in. I don't even say it as a joke. He would be in the under 23s. He wouldn't. There's no way he'd get used. They take 3 keepers because FIFA rules say you need at least 3 keepers, and has been a rule since 1934. Says KYX. There you go. You've learned something, as have I. Mark, have you seen the France under 21 defence lineup tonight against Denmark under 21? You would pray United have these. Koundé, Fofana, and Badashil. It's unreal. The quality of depth of talent that France have got is absolutely frightening. But you can only play 11 players. Thanks, Dylan. I do need to stretch. Although I do need to stretch less in this chair because it's got a movable back. So you can actually get your exercise in the chair for the back, which is what you never used to get on a rigid chair, to be fair. Don't you know, pump it up. What am I going to watch after this? I'll tell you what I wish I was watching. The Terror. Has anyone watched The Terror yet? I keep telling people to watch The Terror. Hello, Elvin Blocks. The Terror is so good. I want to watch it again, but I can't. I only finished it a couple of weeks ago. Nick's going to watch some porn. Well, at least he's being honest. I don't think Mount's underrated Elite King. I think he's rated now. I don't think there's many people that don't rate him now. Dylan says, can I watch The Terror if I'm 11? Well, I don't know what 11-year-olds watch now. I can't. Thankfully, I'm not an expert in what 11-year-olds watch. Although, to be fair, my daughter is 11, so would I let her watch The Terror? I don't know. It depends really. You know, I was talking about that. In fact, watch my video tomorrow on Goldbridge because I'm talking about things that were acceptable when I was a kid that are not acceptable now, and I watched things like Freddy, Nightmare on Elm Street, and all that stuff when I was like 9, and Ghoulies and all that lot, and Child's Play, which were horror. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. It depends what you like, innit? Ever watched Apocalypto, Mark? I didn't watch all. I hated it. All the killing was horrible. The Terror was an excellent show, Mark. The same people made a show with Tom Hardy called Taboo that was pretty decent, says Bryce Jones. I might have a look at that. Taboo. Yeah, Nathan Brown says it's the best thing I've watched since Breaking Bad. I absolutely loved it. It's such a shame that it's only one series in that story. Chernobyl was very good. He's a very good actor, Matthew Kelly. Not the one off Tonight, Matthew. I mean, Jared Lewis or Harris, very good. Why did United not buy Bellingham? Says because they're incompetent, Dean. They're incompetent. England have got a free kick here anyway. 20 minutes to go. This is a good result if they get 4-0. Anything under 6 is a good result for San Marino. Ward-Prowse is going to hit this. He likes a free kick, Ward-Prowse. Long way out. Is it the post? Lovely free kick. And that's what Ward-Prowse brings to an England team. Narcos is good, yeah. I think the keeper got a little bit of a hand onto that post. Well, the great thing about these England watch-alongs is they can only get better. Things can only get better. They can only get better. They can only get better because Albania are slightly better. Well, Albania are a lot better than San. I mean, bloody hell. You know, anybody's better than San Marino. So Albania are better than. Albania will be a tougher game than. Well, look, we've only beat San Marino 4-0, so Albania will be a. Oh! Bellingham should have scored that. Why didn't you head it, mate? He's gone for the spectacular. The cross comes in. What's he doing? It's Watkins with the cross. And I just don't know. Let's have a look. Why didn't you head it? Why didn't you head it? Go with your head. Went for something spectacular. Would have looked good for the cameras. Yeah, but it will get better. We've got Albania on Sunday at 5 o'clock. We'll be live on this channel for a watch-along for that. And then Wednesday night, we're playing Poland, which will be a much better game. So, you know, we've got the shittest game done first. No, it wasn't too low for a header. You know you can head a ball when it's like waist high. Wasn't too low for a header. I didn't. You know, people are saying you just did a Gary Neville moment. I don't even know what people are talking about. United Stand Picks is playing up, said Jamie. Yes, I've messaged them about it, and apparently they're trying to put a fixed on. There is no game against Albania, says James. Why? There is. No, it is going ahead. Sky Sports say it's going ahead. Albania warned of catastrophic consequences if the game was called off following a warning from Tirana police, but the country's national service has since assured that public order and safety will be guaranteed. England's World Cup qualifier in England on Sunday will go ahead after a policing scare in the country threatened to call off the fixture. Warned the game's cancellation would have catastrophic consequences for the image of our country after receiving a letter from local policing stating could not be guaranteed. It's agreed to take measures for the normal developments. Not being informed of any problems. It would be unprecedented for a fixture to be called off at this stage. There you go. So I don't know what it was going to get cancelled for. United Stand Picks is working now. So there you go. It's logged in for me anyway. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right hand corner, and get involved with the channel. Remember, tomorrow at midday, I know some of you might not be able to watch it for work or school reasons, but if you can, I'm going to do a live stream at midday tomorrow. It's going to be a tier list, England 23 for the Euros squad. So join me in for that. It's going to be very interactive. I might even take backhanders into who gets in. So if Grealish is watching. Mark, which one player do you wish would have played for United but didn't? And also which player influenced you want to be like them? Which one player do you wish would have played for United but didn't? Gascoigne. Dan, I would like to see Gascoigne at England, United. All I want before I die is United stand watch along of United winning the Champions League. I will then die a happy man. Also watch your local B&Q, says Fizzy. Shirley, I think. Mark, are you talking about the Terror first season based on Franklin's expedition or to the Northwest Passage, or the second season set in World War II? Bryce Jones, I'm talking about the first season. I've been advised not to watch the second one. Yeah. 15 minutes to go. 15 minutes to go. And it's still only 4-0. To be honest, I would have thought a little bit better than that. Right, I'm going for another record. I'm up. What? Count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's still 4-0. It's actually quite... I'm holding my whole body up. And I'm going to be careful because I can feel a trump coming out. I don't want to do that live on air. My whole body's being held up by 2 hands. Kevin says it's easy. Not when you've got arms like mine. I had to stop because I literally was going to let a trump out. Joseph Tyrrell, thanks for your super chats. It was going to come out and I can't do that again. Mark, look at France defenders. Varane, Umtiti, Kimpembe, Upamecano, Koundé, Fofana, Badiashile, Konate. Who we got? Philip Magaluf and Phil Jones. You know, but the French conveyor belt of talent has been going on since the mid-90s. This is like, I mean, I hate to say the mid-90s. It's like, it's coming up for 30 years. When you think about Le Fontaine, was it? For some reason, I think about Le Fontaine, Anelka, Henry, Vieira. So many good French players. And it's been going on for years and years and years. Anthony says, who do you think is going to win the World Cup? It'll be a European side. I don't see Argentina or Brazil. I don't know what's gone on with South American football, really. I mean, when I was a kid, they were always a threat. But Brazil has lost its way, hasn't it? It's not really got the players that it used to have, Brazil. I think everyone's got an affection for Brazil. Very few people dislike Brazil. And, you know, even 94, Romario, Bebeto, Leonardo, some fantastic players. Obviously 2002, 98, they should have won it there with Ronaldo. I mean, Rivaldo and Ronaldinho. So they're a fantastic team, fantastic players, Brazil. But at the moment, do they have those players, Brazil? I don't know what's happened to the conveyor belt of talent that Brazil have. They've almost become more European players, haven't they? I mean, Neymar's fantastic, of course. But Neymar's the only one that really stands out now. And Fred doesn't even play for Brazil, so I'm not talking about him. But, you know, Gabriel Jesus, Firmino, they're not really... They're good players. They play for a lot of top European clubs, European national side teams, but they're not really Brazilian, are they? They need some... They need some more Neymars, really. They don't really have that many standout Brazilian players. You know, there was always a differential with Brazilian players. They were like, oh, you can tell they're Brazilian, like their own like style of player. Whereas they seem to become very European, and I don't know whether that's because they come over to Europe so young or what, or maybe their games become a little bit European over there. But yeah, back when you were a kid, you mean in 1963? Says Thinsel. I wasn't born in 1963. And I probably look younger than you, and you're probably 20 years younger than me. Brazil when I was growing up, Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, Roberto Carlos. Brazil now, Fred, says Uber Melon. Mark, how's your arm? I remember you had to get it checked out, says David Nahin. It's fine. Fine. The other arm's hurting me more now, because I've been back playing some darts. That's a bad throw, I can tell by there. It needs to be there. Straight on arm. That's a good throw. Straight. All of the arm, none of the shoulder. Dan says, hello, can you say hello to my lovely girlfriend Charlotte? Hello, Charlotte. We know each other already. I'm only joking. Rafina from Leeds is Brazilian, since ONC. I don't know whether they've got any real Brazilian type players coming through. I've heard of this Veron, Gabriel Veron. Do you believe in aliens, says Steez? I don't know. I'm there to be convinced. I'll tell you what, the film Aliens is very good though. I like that film. I haven't played darts in a long time, but I'm getting back, Paul. It's gonna take a while. As I said earlier, I was throwing some darts tonight, which always helps if you're playing darts. You do have to throw them. And I did throw 100 off 3 darts, 2 20s and a triple, which I was quite proud of because my aim was so far off. I just couldn't find any consistency, but I did throw 3 good darts and I was like, I can do it. I can get back. Well, I've got to say, I don't think 4 goals is good enough. I don't. And they scored! It worked! Watkins makes it 5. There we go. Edge of the box. Finds the bottom corner. Southgate will be happy with that. 5-0. I mean, it has been a bit shocking, but he hasn't picked... He hasn't picked the best team, has he? You know. I mean, there's quite a few English players injured as well. But having said that, no Declan Rice, no Harry Maguire, no Harry Kane. Obviously, Rashford's injured. No Sancho. Sterling came off at half time. I'm sure you could beat me at darts, BP. And most people have beat me at darts at the moment because I haven't played for years. I went for 7-0, Jack Robinson. We could still get a couple of late ones, yeah. Haaland or Chris Wood, says Eugene. Well, I'll have to ask Sean Dyche about that. Haaland or Chris Wood, you say? Well, you know, I'll tell you what, Haaland, he might have lots of goals and he might have Mino Riolo as Mino Rolo as his agent, but Chris Wood, I'll tell you what, you get Haaland up to Burnley with us on a Monday morning when we've just had a full English. Let's see how fast he is against Tarkovsky then, because he'll eat him for breakfast, and that's after four rashers of bacon, 8 sausages, 2 rounds of toast, and on top of that, 2 cans of beans. Let's see how Haaland does against Tarkovsky then, because Woody does it. Woody can. He's a proper northern lad. I've got to stop. It's going to hurt my throat. Favourite Arnold film? This is William Simpson. Predator. Controversial, Bridge. What's your favourite Arnold film? Predator for me. Very good film, Predator. Terminator 2 is quite good. I do like. I prefer Terminator to Terminator 2. Commando I used to like as a kid. I don't think I'd like it now. I mean, that's another film. I was watching Commando at probably 8 years of age, maybe 9. It was an 18. I watched loads of 18. We all did. Like, if you were born in the 80s and you were like, all these films came out in the late 80s, like Die Hard, Top Gun, Cocktail, Commando. I was like watching them at 9 or 10. And I don't mean 9 or 10 at night. I mean, I wasn't. Aliens. I remember watching Aliens on a Saturday night. It was on ITV. I went to a school disco at primary school. And I got home about 8:30, which was late for a school disco at primary school. And Aliens was on. And I was allowed to watch it. And I watched about an hour and a half and I fell asleep. But it was recorded on VHS. So in the morning, I got up and watched the rest of it. Rambo. Yeah, I don't know whether kids do it now. I mean, I personally think that... And I was speaking about this with Robbie Knox. I think his video's out at the weekend. I did a walk with Robbie Knox. Don't know whether anyone watches his content. It's really good. Check it out. I'll put it on my socials when it's out. But we were talking about the difference between kids today and kids. And when we say kids, you know, we're talking about all the way up to like 17 when you leave school, or 16. And yeah, it's like, you know, I remember doing my GCSEs and there was 3 girls in the exam room pregnant. And that was like 15. So... people were up to all sorts. But yeah, we all, yeah, this was at primary school. You'd come in on a Monday morning and say, oh, did you watch Did you watch Die Hard at the weekend? Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker! And you'd be like 9. But I don't, I don't know. I don't know where that goes on now. What was my dream job, Ishmael footballer? Aren't we all? Chilwell, cross comes in, can't get number 5. 5 minutes to go. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right hand corner, and remember to check it out tomorrow. You might be able to watch it live, but if not, you can always check it out afterwards. England Euros 23 squad tier list. I'm doing it at midday tomorrow, so check it out. Chilwell with the cutback. He's had a good game, Chilwell. And he's not going to get a penalty for that. The Devil's Voice says, "Hey Mark, did you fight in World War II?" I'm not actually that old. I don't know what people are talking. I mean, I'm old if you're in your teens. I'm old if you're in your early 20s, but I'm not that old. I don't even look that old. I mean, lockdown's probably made me quite look old because my hair's crap. And I've had to start wearing my glasses a lot because I'm getting dry eye, but which isn't as bad as it sounds. But when I'm in my prime, I look about early 30s. Probably not anymore. You're older than the Queen. People are proper. You know what? People are proper ageist though. Sometimes people will reply to me on Twitter and say, "Man's 49 and he plays FIFA." Like, you're clearly not. You're clearly like in your teens yourself. Don't judge people's age until you are that age, because you don't suddenly hit 30 and you buy a pipe and slippers. Like, I have the same passion and interest now that I had when I was 16. You don't grow up unless you want to grow up. Life throws challenges at you, and hopefully you get married, have kids and stuff like that if that's what you want to do. But you don't suddenly, you don't have a personality transplant at 30. You don't. You just, well, some people do, to be fair, but the vast majority of people don't. You're just more experienced. You're not going to change your opinions. I often wonder at what age I'll stop playing computer games. I don't know that I will. I know people who play computer games at 65. And I'm like, I never thought I'd be playing computer games still at my age. So I don't know. I don't know. It's weird. But don't judge it until you've done it. That's what I always say when I'm trying to get people to try new things. But, yeah. I mean, look, I think of my age now, and I remember when I was at primary school and some people's dads were my age. I used to think it was ancient, so I get it. But when you're walking in those shoes, I remember things vividly from like secondary school. It feels like 2 weeks ago. I remember playing for my school team. I remember being in the headmaster's office, and I'm probably not far off. No, I am far off. But there's people who taught me at school who are younger than me now. And I can remember getting a bollocking from them. You just, it's weird. How your mind works. I remember watching RoboCop and it at about 8 or 9. Oh, I hated it. Robo FM, hated that. RoboCop I remember watching though when I was about that age as well. Is Ronaldo going to go back to Real Madrid? There's more chance he'll go back to Real Madrid than Manchester United, I think. We were playing video games before they were born. I buy my kids toys that I like the look of, says Mark Dobby. Well, yeah, I mean, we were the original. And then he said the original gangsters. No, we weren't. We were the original gamers. The console came out when I was a kid. So Mega Drive, all that stuff. Venk says, "Can you talk about Donny? Why the press is so negative towards him and United exclusively?" Offside here. Well, I've just put a tweet out there. I'm sure some people won't appreciate it, but I said 5-0 against this shit really isn't good enough. And it's because we're too defensive. Southgate's too much of a defensive coach. So in answer to people who think we've got a chance in the Euros, we could grind our way to it, but we're not going to use the talent that we have, I don't think. So, yeah. Diesel says, I'm enthralled by my kid's teacher at school. I don't know what to do. Just leave it, mate. Leave it. Montana says, Mark, thanks for your time as always. It's a pleasure. No, thank you to all of you. Massive shout out to all of you. It's not the easiest game to do a watch along for. A few of you asked me to do it. I probably wouldn't have done it. So I've actually enjoyed it. I always enjoy the sort of interaction. So thanks everyone who's got involved. And make sure you tune in at midday tomorrow for the England tier list. If you can't catch it live, check it out afterwards. I think that's going to be very entertaining and interactive. And Sunday we'll go again, England against Albania, and then Poland next week. The games will get harder. But really appreciate everyone tuning in. Thanks for watching. There's stuff on the United Stand. My career mode from earlier, if you didn't see it, was actually a very good episode today. And make sure you subscribe, bottom right hand corner. And I'll see you in the morning on United Stand at 10 or at midday or both on here from that. From the evidence you've seen from the past 3 years, would you give Ollie 200 million of your own money to spend and you're not Russian billionaire, or would get a different manager and invest in him, says Leo Man United. If I was a billionaire in charge of Manchester United, I'll tell you what I'll do in the morning at 10 o'clock. Thanks everyone for watching. Speak to you all later. Great question though. I just want to think it through a little bit. And it's wasted on the last minute of this show.